On the morning of 5 June 1942, Japanese floatplanes from the heavy cruiser Chikuma sighted the crippled Yorktown 150 nautical miles (280 kilometers, 170 mi) north-northeast of Midway. I-168 was an Imperial Japanese Navy K-Day-type cruiser submarine of the KD-6 subclass commissioned in 1934. She is best known for her achievements during the Battle of Midway when under the command of Lieutenant Commander Yahachi Tanabe. I-168's lookout sighted Yorktown at a distance of 12 nautical miles (22 kilometers, 14 miles) at 4:10 on 6 June 1942. I-168 submerged, slowing to 3 knots (5.6 kilometers per hour, 3.5 miles per hour) for the final approach through Yorktown's destroyer screen. I-168 remained undetected, but overly cautious use of her periscope resulted in getting too close to Yorktown on the initial approach. So the submarine circled to starboard to increase the range and achieved a favorable firing position. Then fired a salvo of torpedoes, 2 followed 3 seconds later by 2 more either. Yorktown lookouts spotted a salvo of 4 torpedoes approaching the ship from the starboard beam. The first torpedo struck Hammond directly amidships and broke her back. The destroyer jackknifed and went down rapidly. The second and third torpedoes struck Yorktown on her starboard side below her bridge, and the fourth torpedo missed astern. After observing the torpedo hits, I-168 descended to 200 feet, 61 meters, and slowed to 3 knots, 5.6 kilometers per hour, 3.5 miles per hour, directly under Yorktown. I-168 having survived attacks with 40 depth charges over the course of 13 hours. Yorktown eventually rolled over and sank in 16,650 feet, 5,075 meters, of water on the morning of 7 June 1942. I-19 was a Japanese Type B-1 submarine. The submarine sank the aircraft carrier USS Wasp when under the command of Lieutenant Commander Takakazu Kanashi. On September 15, 1942, I-19 was patrolling south of the Solomon Islands during the Guadalcanal campaign. I-19 sighted the American aircraft carrier USS Wasp, which was part of a task force transporting the 7th Marine Regiment and stores to Guadalcanal. Kanashi penetrated the destroyer screen, enclosing to within 1,000 meters, 1,100 yards, of the aircraft carrier. Then I-19 launched his full salvo of 6 torpedoes. Three torpedoes hit the Wasp, causing heavy damage, soon starting uncontrollable fires. With power knocked out, Wasp's damage control teams were unable to contain fires. The remaining 3 torpedoes continued beyond the horizon for another into a separate task force centered around the aircraft carrier USS Hornet. And striking the battleship USS North Carolina and destroyer O'Brien. O'Brien sank several weeks later, and North Carolina was so severely damaged that she was out of action for several months for repairs. I-19's torpedo salvo sank an aircraft carrier and a destroyer and severely damaged a battleship, making it one of the most damaging torpedo salvos in history. I-175 was an Imperial Japanese Navy K-Day-type cruiser submarine of the KD-6B subclass commissioned in 1938. The submarine sank the aircraft carrier USS Liscum Bay when under the command of Lieutenant Commander Sunao Tabata. On 23 November 1943, the submarine I-175, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Sunao Tabata, arrived off Makin. The U.S. task group, built around 3 escort carriers, was steaming 20 miles (32 kilometers) southwest of Butaritari Island at 15 knots. Liscum Bay, as the guide for the group, was located dead center between the other ships. The U.S. Navy battleship USS New Mexico, BB-40, detected her on radar at dawn. But she submerged and avoided an attack by U.S. forces. I-175 continued her approach, and fired 4 torpedoes at the task force. One hit the escort carrier USS Liscum Bay, on her starboard aft of her after engine room, detonating her bomb storage magazine. Liscum Bay's stern disintegrated in a tremendous explosion, and some debris and body parts struck New Mexico, which was steaming 1 nautical mile, 1.9 kilometers, 1.2 miles, away. On 26 November 1943, I-175 transmitted a report that she had survived a 6-hour counterattack on 24 November.